Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Oh, wow, Marvel. Manga or Western comics?
Oh, Western comics.
Western?
comics, okay, all right,
wow,
cool.
okay, that's cool, that's cool.
Yeah.
You know superhero films, right? Do you prefer the comic version or the film version? Hey Azman, who's our guest today?
We're interviewing Erica Eng.
What? Serious lah?
Yes.
We have Erica Eng on our show today. So she is the winner of the Eisner Award for her webcomic
Fried Rice. Wow.
So we would like to extend our big congratulations from our team.
Thank you.
There's 4 of us over here. So
Congrats.
to those who don't know, Eisner Award
Thanks.
is like an Oscar equivalent for comics.
Whoa,
Yeah, so-
Oscar equivalent.
It's just we were all excited about the fact that you when you got nominated, we took notice of that, and then when you actually won it, and then we were like, oh my god, you actually won it, and because of the COVID-19. Otherwise,
yeah.
you'll be at San Diego
San
Comic Con.
Diego Comic
Yeah,
Con.
yeah.
but oh well. But we all are cheering behind you for your
Thank
achievement.
you.
So we're it's a really awesome thing.
Yeah, it's
to
super
find
cool.
out that you actually won the award. Could we just go really briefly about what you're doing right now? Like, are you still studying? Are you working? All that.
I'm still studying. I'm taking my classes remotely.
Yeah.
Studying 3D character animation from the Academy of Art University, which is based in San Francisco.
I see.
And I'm doing a bit of freelance here and there,
Right.
just a little bit because I have school.
Before the pandemic, did you actually manage to come back here, or?
Oh no, I was already just an online student.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
an online student. Okay.
Yeah.
So is the class ongoing right now? Still ongoing?
No, I
or-
just finished my summer semester
Okay.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying that you took 3D animation?
Character
Three-
animation.
3D character animation. One thing that we noticed about the comic, it has a very personal feel. I mean, Fried Rice, I think the way you rendered how it looks like, it almost felt like I can relate to Min straight away, the main character. And is that something that you wanted to achieve from the get-go? I mean, what is Fried Rice and where did it come from? I mean, how did it all start? I mean, because I read a few articles that you actually planned this back in 2016, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, that's so
And
long
then
back.
what happened between 2016 and to the point when you finally started writing it in May 2019? Right? I'm right about the timeline, right?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
yes, you're right. 2016, I was planning like a short film, and I did a lot of drawings about this young girl with an older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was based in like Malaysia, and I did like a whole sketchbook with all the drawings, and then I gave it to my teacher,
Right.
and that was the thing. But it didn't stick for a number of reasons. I was busy, and also like it just didn't happen.
Right.
But I still wanted to draw something about my hometown, and in 2018 I started making like paintings about my hometown from memory, just remembering all the places that I would visit and things that I liked about it.
Right.
I was feeling a bit homesick because I was in KL at the time.
Uh-huh.
And in KL, you kind of just, like, I mean, I was in Subang, so I would just go around Subang all the time. And it was kind of boring.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I made those paintings, and surprisingly, like, I got really good feedback
That's good.
from people on social media. They liked it. I think because they saw a voice there, they saw something unique in it. Yeah, it wasn't just the skill, but it was like specific, right?
Yeah.
So around that time, I was also drawing a lot of character drawings, and I liked Min, the character, and I was just thinking of what I can write about this,
Right.
like what can come out of these drawings and paintings.
Right.
So it started with like visuals, and then I started writing a script. Yeah, the script went through a lot of iterations, but
I bet.
in the
yeah.
end, I was like, I don't really know. I was wondering like, what kind of story do I actually want to tell?
Yeah.
and I was thinking the most compelling thing to me about I guess my hometown and growing up there, it was about wanting to be an artist in that place. The rest of the stories that I was experimenting with, they kind of felt contrived. I mean, they seemed contrived and not personal, or just trying to copy someone else. So I stuck with a story that was similar to mine, and then put me in it, and then expanded on that, like the cast of characters.
Right.
So yeah, and then the Bangsa setting and all that, those were based on my experiences in KL as a student.
As a student,
Yeah.
I see. Right. Do you see yourself in Min? I mean, in the story of Fried Rice?
Is it like a self-insert?
Is it,
or
because
something?
I read it was like it's a work of autobiographical fiction. That's how you. But do you actually put yourself in the character of Min? Yeah.
Well, I think the most that we have in common is that we like to read and we want to be animators.
Right. Okay.
But I've always seen Min is like better than me.
I see.
I like her a lot, and she's like cooler. Because when I was that age, I was kind of like, I guess I was obnoxious about what I wanted, because I was a bit more like spicy.
Spicy?
Like if you've seen Lady Bird, have you guys seen Lady Bird, the movie by Greta Gerwig? Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
But the main character, I was a lot more like Lady Bird, and I'm like Min. But I wanted Min to be calmer, and
Yeah,
I designed her to be
does,
better.
She does appear to
Yeah.
be calm throughout the, because she doesn't seem to freak out, because
Yeah.
that New York University seems to be the only university that she tried to apply to. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I applied to Cal Arts.
Cal Arts.
Oh.
Yeah. And I got rejected.
Being you've drawn comics since when you're at school as well, right? I mean, you've drawn comics all your life.
Primary school was
Right.
the first time.
So,
Yeah.
how did you get into comics? Is it something that you saw? Is something that you saw someone bought, or you just got into it? Like, how did you get into comics?
The first comics that I saw was definitely the ones by Lat. I read Matsom a lot.
Yeah.
I bring Matsom to primary school because we weren't allowed to bring like foreign books.
Oh wait,
You'll get-
but
yeah.
you're allowed to bring local
Malaysian,
comics
yeah.
and stuff. Wow, okay.
Otherwise,
I like that school. We're not allowed to bring comics at all.
At all.
Like local comics were okay, but if you brought the foreign ones, they would get confiscated. So I just bring Matsom like every day.
Support local, guys.
And then, yeah, I just thought comics were fun.
Yeah.
I would write them with my friends, and then like my best friend Leanne, we'll make a lot of comics and we'll write journals together. It
That's
was just
cool.
like something to do.
Something. So it started off as a hobby, like any other
Yeah,
career. So
yeah.
it started off as something that you really love, and then it became what it is today. But
Yeah.
Fried Rice is like your, according to the article, I think it was on the Stars, like it's your first serious long format comic with a capital C. Could you explain a bit about that? I mean, how is this like? What was the capital C and all that?
Before this comics, like all the previous comics,
Yeah.
they were all like just having fun and
Just
like
for the sake of
writing
being
short.
funny and all that, right?
yeah, funny or introspective. They're more like journal type
Right.
comics.
Okay.
But this was a shot at telling a story.
Right.
So if I would say like previous comics, they're more like journal entries, and this one is like me trying to make a novel.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing about Fried Rice is that when I look at it, I mean, I mean, from my perspective at least, when I look into Fried Rice, it's like when I look into Fried Rice. When I look into when I look into the comic, it's you're somewhat drawn into the environment. And I thought you did a good job with that, with the setting. I mean, I looked at the setting and then I looked at the characters. It really felt like I'm watching a sort of movie, like a locally produced movie. I don't know if anyone told you about that, but when I looked at it, I can so imagine this being animated or it being translated into a film. But I was like looking into your art, and I'm like, oh man, if this is animated, this would look really cool, because I'm a voice actor. So when I'm reading this, right? So I'm like, I'm putting in all the Malaysian accents in there, and I thought this is like so fun.
So cool.
Yeah. And even if this is like a locally produced film, I mean, I would watch this.
Yeah, I would watch it
Yeah,
too.
I would watch this.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh.
and it's still ongoing, is it?
Yes, still ongoing.
And the plan is
the-
to be like a 200 pager. If I'm not, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
So the script is done.
Oh.
And I
The
kind
whole
of-
draft.
Yeah, the whole thing is already done. But the 200 thing is just like
Estimate.
estimate, right?
Okay.
Because if I were to compare the script to currently how much I have and like make an estimate of this script, one script page equals how many pages, it will come up to shorter than 200. But then I always take a lot of liberties with like dragging out
Right.
things.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so 200 is an estimate.
But is that something that, as the comic artist, as the writer, also, I mean, you're saying that you took the liberty to maybe drag a certain scene. Is that something that you think about on the fly, or did you plan through before you actually get onto that piece of A4 paper?
I usually, I would think of it as if I'm watching a film, do
Yeah.
I want to spend more time on this moment?
Okay, that's an interesting differentiation. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Your art style. Can you talk to us a bit about it? What's your inspiration? Who is your
Oh
inspiration?
yeah, it's so.
It's so distinct.
Yeah,
I
it's-
mean, because I mean, earlier on we talked about Western comics. We talked about manga. They all have their own style, and it felt like we've been drowned with those sort of style. It's like
True,
too
true.
many of those.
Yes.
But yours is
It's like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, yours is breath of fresh air. It's
Thank
fresh.
you.
It's unique in a sense that, and it's memorable to us. So maybe you can talk to us about the art style, the inspiration behind the way you color it and stuff like that.
I liked traditional art a lot. I like traditional art a
Yeah.
lot. So when I was making this, I was wondering, could I actually make this traditionally? Because before this, most of the things that I've made are digital.
Yeah.
And traditional art, it takes a long time to draw. So I was a bit worried, but a lot of the comics that I like are done traditionally. A lot of the illustrators that I like work traditionally.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this traditionally.
Traditionally.
But coloring wise, it made more sense time wise to do it digitally.
Yeah.
And I can just
I
like color
see.
pick from the previous pages and just like
And
copy the colors.
and there's undo, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right. That's cool.
Tapi the whole
Yeah.
all the characters, the setting tu memang is drawn traditionally lah.
Yeah, all the lines, they're traditional.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yep. Yeah, we're actually recording at the same time. I mean, guys, check out Fried Rice
Fried Rice.
online. If you haven't, I mean, I'm not sure where you've been, guys.
Are you living under a rock or something?
Yeah. Could you? Because just now we were talking about how you plan a particular page if you want to drag out a certain scene. How? Because there's a question from our writer off screen. His question to you, he has one particular question for you, is that how do you actually plan your layout?
Your panels, your paneling.
Is there something that you can share?
Oh, I think my paneling is honestly not very groundbreaking at all. It's just like
okay.
squares and rectangles. Whereas some comics, they sometimes the borders melt, or but with mine, it's honestly very much inspired by film
Okay.
Oh.
within a frame. So I like
Okay.
Ozu a lot, where he,
Cool.
those kind
All
of
right.
things.
So is that like a point of references? I mean, when you're saying that,
Yeah.
you made it look like how would you look at it when you look watching a movie or a film? So would you have like as you're drawing, do you have like something on the side like a book or a screenshot? Would you do that? I mean, as a comic artist.
Yeah, usually if it's a color palette that I'm struggling with,
Yeah.
or certain like time of day, if it's early morning or late at night, then I'll need like a color reference. Yeah, then I'll look at films. But comics, obviously, like illustration is different from films. And before this, I was making like a bit more abstract.
Right.
So I think, yeah, slightly more abstract, not super abstract, but
Okay.
a little bit more abstract. So I think coming from that background, I needed a bit more grounding to make like a more realistic comic. So I look at films.
I think you're being humble about how your paneling is not groundbreaking, whatever. But I think it speaks volume because it really speaks to me as a whole package, as a story. Because you know, sometimes when you're reading a comic and then it could be the character, it could be the drawing, it could be the whole some paneling, or it could be the whole thing, and then you're just like, nah, I'm not gonna read this. But we just managed to read through.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, I mean, we're drawn into the story. I mean, because it's so simple to the point that I'm like thinking, what would I do after my SPM? It made me reflect. Damn, this girl Min made me question my life choices. You know. And like she wants to go to NYU and all that, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life.
I know, right? I just wanted to be a radio DJ.
You wanted to be a radio DJ. Okay, but back to this. But being an artist, being an animator, is that something that you wanted to be way back? I mean, as a kid, as a small kid, as a young kid, is that something like this is where I wanted to go? This is what I wanted to do.
No, the first ambition that I had was to be an author illustrator. That was when I was 10 years old.
Being an illustrator.
An author. So
Author.
like a
Author.
book
Okay, all
author. Yeah,
I
then
you know what I heard? I heard
yeah.
awesome illustrator,
Awesome illustrator.
which I think you are. Right.
Oh, thank you.
So you wanted to be an author illustrator. Okay, go
I
ahead.
wanted to be a writer, so I was thinking, do I go into journalism? And then it just didn't seem like it was feasible career-wise. I don't know why. So I decided to take animation because I do love animation a lot. I like film a lot.
Yeah.
And it's also like a skill that I felt I couldn't learn on my own. I needed a teacher. So I figured illustration, I'm kind of studying drawing and I can sort of teach myself how to draw.
Yeah.
But with animation, I need a teacher.
Yeah.
So that's why I chose animation.
Right. Cool.
Cool.
Goes back to your the illustration of fried rice. I actually love the reaction and the expression some of the extra characters are making. You know, when Min is meeting someone's parents, uncle or whatever, and I'm like, I have someone like that in my family. You know. And one of my favorite part in the whole comic is when who's the other girl that's going to UK? I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, Lily.
Lily. When they're going, and then she invited all the friends, and then everyone was like saying a prayer and stuff like that. I thought that was like my favorite part of the whole thing. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah. Talk to it. Yeah. Sorry, brain fart. Talk to us a bit about the Eisner Award. I mean, is it something like, because as you're, this is something like, it's not something that you planned, right? I mean, you started Fried Rice, you decided to make a webcomic, and then did the Eisner come later? Like, you were like, should I send in? Or?
It is a little bit intentional.
Yeah.
Like a little bit, because when I was writing it, I was looking at like the FAQ for, no, not FAQ, but the Reddit Q&A by Sophie Yano, who won it in 2019.
Right.
Oh.
So I was interested in the Eisner Award because I noticed that for webcomics you don't have to need a publisher.
Exactly.
Ah.
You just
Yeah,
need a
you can
platform
just-
where you upload it to. Yeah.
Right. You can
right.
just submit it on yourself by yourself. So I looked at the rules, and the rules were just you need a dedicated domain for it. It can't be on social media. So
Right.
so it is sort of intentional because I put it on its own domain, but I like that format anyway. So yeah, so I submitted it, but I didn't think it would be considered. I just made sure that it fit the qualifications, you know.
Right. So there's a bunch of requirements, and then you thought, oh, okay, so everything
Yeah.
checks out, and then you just submit Fried Rice Comic.
Yeah.
Right. And
That's cool.
so okay, so you weren't expecting too much. You were like, okay, let's try. So it's more of a let's try kind of thing, isn't it? And then let's see
Yeah.
how this goes. And describe to us when they said you're nominated.
Ooh.
Okay, she's doing this. You can't brain that. You can't describe that, can you?
No,
Yeah.
it was just like, what?
It's like what? Why? How?
Yeah. And then it was really weird, and my family and I didn't know like the significance of it. We were just like, this is so cool, like and then after that, like Dr. Aziza like tweeted about it, and then my family was like,
Oh, this is a big
this is
deal.
big.
Oh, yeah. It needed a retweet like that. That's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
That's freaking cool.
So that was that was the nomination.
Yeah.
Dude, that was just the
It's a
nomination. Describe to us when you won it.
Oh, brain melted.
Brain melted.
Melted,
Yeah.
not just a fart. It just
Went through the nose and all that. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right. Wow. I mean, that's big. That's crazy. All right.
that is crazy.
And you're still in the midst of completing the comic. How do you actually time yourself? What sort of discipline did you put yourself into? Like like how many page per? I don't know. How did you give
Right.
yourself a target?
I guess the target for me is like at least update it every week if I can.
Every week,
if I'm
okay.
not like sick or anything, nothing crazy happens, then it has to be updated every week. But then I'm also conscious that I don't need to rush it because it needs to. If I rush it, then I'll probably regret it later if it's not good up to standard.
Yeah.
True.
So how do you?
So,
Yeah, okay, sorry. Go on. Yeah.
I have like dedicated days, so I know if I'm not getting it done by this day, then I have to. By this day,
Otherwise you'll be beating yourself
this
up,
needs
yeah.
to be done. Yeah. So kind of that,
Right.
but-
How do you? I actually had a question in mind, but it just went away. It's all been a case of brain fart today. So you're saying that you've dedicated like you had to do at least. Oh yeah, now I remember. So you're saying that you have to at least dedicate like a week a page, something like that, like a target of sort. So lately, the world has gone into lockdown. So has that helped you at all?
Oh.
In producing this, like a bunch
Right.
of pages? Because when did you actually get the first page down?
I made the first like 6 or 7 pages in August last year.
August
so
last
it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been a
It's
year.
been a
it's-
year now.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
exactly.
Yeah.
A year.
So as the world go into lockdown, as Malaysia went into lockdown in March, and we're somewhat into like a lighter version of a lockdown right now. But how, has that helped you at all during the lockdown, the MCO?
Not really.
No. Right.
Yeah, because before, my routine before this was just as an online student. So I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a lockdown anyway.
Oh, so nothing really
yeah.
changed then.
So it's the
Nothing
same.
really changed.
Okay.
But recently, it's actually become like home stuff has become more demanding because we got like a new pet.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I see.
Another priority somewhere. That's cool. So aside from finishing it, of course, which will be waiting patiently. And also the fans will be waiting for it patiently. What next? What's your plan aside from finishing? Right? Is there, or is your main focus is fried rice right now?
For now, it is the main focus,
Yeah.
but I'm also becoming like interested in other types of storytelling. So studying other things as well.
Right.
And I'm just if some time opens up, I'll probably like write something else. It might be a comic. I don't know. Yeah.
It could be an animation. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Yeah. All right. So, any advice to any aspiring artists out there? Maybe there's any of our viewers who would like to start their own comic. I mean,
I do.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. If it's hard, then tell it anyway. So, what would be your advice
Tell it how
to
it is.
aspiring artists?
Don't force it, you know?
Force it.
I don't
Like,
force it.
yeah, the process should be fun or informing. Like, it's no use to lose your life over
All right, I like that. There's no point losing your life or health over it.
yeah, or health.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So, and to just start, I assume that will
Yeah.
be
Just
to
do
just
it.
start and just.
Just
I mean, just do whatever, right? Is there any other way for the viewers to check out any of your other work?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Instagram.
I have a Twitter, but I don't use it much.
Okay.
Just paprika.
Yeah, paprika. We'll put it on the description because I was struggling
Okay.
with the spelling. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
No.
Horrible.
Don't apologize. Okay. Your family, how about we're going to the family factor for just a quick one. They've been supportive of your journey so far?
Yes, my parents are actually, they are the ones who are like, is this what you really want? And what's the best way to get, I mean, like the education side.
Right.
Like, what's the best way? And also, it has to be cost effective. So,
ROI.
yeah. They're very like practical and grounded about this sort of thing. So,
Yeah, but I think the best thing here is that they've been really supportive.
yes,
Of
definitely.
your journey, so that's really cool. And it happened again, Erica. I'm so sorry because
It's okay.
I can't read my own handwriting. Okay, my last two questions.
Okay.
Who would you want to animate fried rice?
Animate.
Yeah, which studio? Who would you want to animate fried rice?
Yeah.
Be it 2D or
man.
3D.
Oh, I mean Ghibli.
Ghibli.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
That's exactly who I thought. Okay. All right.
Wait, macam kena lah.
Yeah. I think it would fit. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And if it's a film, I mean, this is a bit hard because there's a lot of names you have to think of. I'm just asking you one.
Which director to
Okay.
direct the
Which
film?
director?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Director.
Since you watch films too.
Yeah.
Too many, huh?
Oh man.
I mean, can you imagine Christopher Nolan took this?
Whoa. That'd be so
It'd be
cool.
like, I mean,
But I was imagining like Wes Anderson or
Oh
something.
yeah, it could be that too.
oh,
Yeah,
Wes Anderson. That would be so cute.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Wes Anderson or like, oh my gosh, Alfonso Cuarón would be
Whoa.
Alright.
Good choice. Good choice.
All right, since we're talking about film, you're saying that you watch animation, you watch films, and I think that's an important journey. Being a writer, being a comic artist. I mean, maybe for the viewers as well. I mean, is there any animation or film that that you would recommend? I mean, like, what's your favorite? Like if you wanna, like, what is that one film or two or three? Doesn't matter, but that you would recommend to any aspiring artists or writers or animators. It doesn't matter, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's
Oh my
that's
gosh, it's
huge. That's heavy.
Yeah.
I mean, I really love Paul Thomas Anderson.
Paul Thomas Anderson, okay.
Yeah, like just his, like if you just watch his movies in a chronological order, you can really see like his growth as an artist.
Nice.
You know, And my favorite one of his is actually Phantom Thread. It's not, it's not the most famous, like well-liked one, but I like it a lot. And who else? Wes Anderson's really fun, you know.
Yeah.
I love Edward Yang as well.
Yeah.
And obviously like Miyazaki, Isao Takahata, they're great.
Nice.
Cool.
Nois voice.
We wish you all the best for the completion of Fried Rice. And I know there's so many other stuff that we can ask, but who knows? Maybe soon. Maybe once you've finished Fried Rice, who knows? We could make the
this
next.
is fun.
Yeah. We learn a lot from you today.
Definitely.
We are
I
inspired.
feel so inspired.
So
I want to go out and win awards too.
Yeah. Have a nice day, Erica. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for watching.
you.
Bye.